guess you could say I'm a very simple man when it comes to my BMWs. There are only two models in the Classic series that I truly love because they were from my era of teenagehood, if you will. The E31 8 Series and the E36 3 Series. As history has shown, I'm pretty well known and in love with the E31 8 Series. However, when it comes to the 2-door and the 4-door sports cars, the E36 3 Series is my absolute beautiful, gorgeous favorite car. While I personally own another E36 328 IS from 1998, which I bought from the original owner and that I'm restoring right now. Absolutely gorgeous car, red on black, needs some work because she owned it for 27 years before she parted ways with it. She's my neighbor. The M3, of course, is everyone's love. And what better than the E36 M3GT? Hence, standing behind me is chassis 001 with a significant history behind it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are pre-development cars with chassis 00 being at the BMW museum, but the other ones were later on sold off to the public. This started life as a press car for BMW Development M Division. It was later on sold off to the public. It has had a rich history and life, including a Nürburgring racetrack crash, which is pretty well known and famous. We are not hiding it. It was hit on that side and I believe in the front as well. It was purchased off by a German enthusiast. He brought it in and he spoke to several experts and they went to work to rescue the car. At the moment, it only has 137,000 kilometers, which translates to about 82 to 84,000 US miles. Some years later, my partners in Germany bought it together with me and they sent it off to me here to the United States. We have owned this car for close to about 2 or 3 years right now, about 2 years. And we have had our fun with it. It's legally imported into the US and it's ready to go to its next home because we have had our custodianship and true fun with it. This is a very historically significant, valuable car. Chassis 001, the first one to be sold off to the public. If you don't want to count 00, which is the prototype and it's at the BMW Museum, unobtainium, and they will keep it forever like all the other ones and they're not going to sell it off. To me, one thing is very important. When there are only 356 cars made for the world, it's homologation series and they are super rare. Original chassis number, original engine, everything's original to it. It deserves to be rescued and it deserves to be handed off to new custodians. Because remember all the racing Ferraris, racing Lamborghinis, Porsches, when they obtained and kept their original chassis and their original engine and drivetrain and whatnot, even if it was crashed on the track, now we're talking on the track, not on some street where some kid smashed it into a wall because he couldn't handle the car, on the track, Nürburgring, out of all the places, I believe they still obtain the value and they should be rescued, which this one was, and it is now here with us in the United States. These cars were based on the S50 3.3 liter engines. They are very agile. They have a long spreadsheet of everything that was different on them. Please go online and read all the stuff that we have on it. It's very smooth, well sorted, well kept, and just a joy to drive. British Racing green with Mexico green inside and partial black. I cannot emphasize enough of how amazing these cars are to drive. There's such joy that you get a huge amount of attention anywhere you go. Keeping up with the Bavarians has done tons of stories on this car. When I was at the vintage meet, it was just a flock of people around it. I have a lot of photos of it and videos. I will include that in this video. After 2 years, we have had our fun with it. It's joyful. The funds will go towards other projects that we have, mainly a right-hand drive CSI that we have, a black CSI that we have, future Alpinas coming in, and different things, different fun cars that we have that we want to get and bring to the public here in the United States. I have tons of beautiful, amazing cars coming from Europe and Australia, and I'm looking forward to other cars with you. 2 years ago, I auctioned off the first ever BMW M3GT. Please go ahead and check it out. It went to a great friend of mine up in the Seattle, Washington area, and he's a pretty big deal guy. I'm not going to mention who he is, but we became good friends. Him and I have been following some of these cars, and we chat regularly about our M3s. My name is Alec Cartio, and I'm standing with historic chassis 001 M3GT, the first ever to be sold to the public, from this custodian to you.